I'm running for the presidency because beyond the ultimate end of politics, which is justice for all, is because our sovereignty, the sovereignty of our country, is endangered. The Cory Constitution of 1987 surreptitiously deleted the historical legal rights to our territories. And this will endanger our country, especially so we're in a very strategic place in the world today. But to the east of us is the Pacific Ocean, which is the focus of the world today and covers 32.5% of the world's surface. On the other side is the China Sea. The China Sea, across the China Sea, is the biggest world market potential. This can be a magnet for conquest and predators, for them to start picking one island after the other of our 7,150 islands of the country. There is a book, in fact, called The Dragon Strikes, which talks about a horrible war of the millennium that will occur in the South China Sea with a vast oil reserve between the Spratlys and Sabah. I am running, and this is the principal reason: sovereignty is endangered and the survival of the Republic is imperiled. Second, I'm running because since 1986, we really did not have true democracy, because Marcos was the truly elected president of the Republic in 1986. Cory Aquino was the usurper who took over from Marcos and, with the help of foreign government, kidnapped the Marcoses out, and Cory to confirm that she was a usurper.
The red flag is already up, Mrs. Marcos.
You see, there's not justice even here.
Thank you very much. Mr. Santiago Dumlao will now give his 3-minute opening statement.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. In Partido Bago, we propose to apply godly and constitutional principles to restructure our political, social, and economic order in ways that promote peace and prosperity as we pursue our #1 commitment to the Filipino people, to put God first in shaping and implementing Philippine national policy. Since our introduction of breakthrough economic concepts has attracted the most attention and even controversy, these are what I will highlight tonight. We call this Biyaya economics. The key to economic growth is to assure an ever-expanding production of goods and services made available to all nationwide, and to match this by a corresponding ever-increasing purchasing power of consumers at all levels in a mutually supporting cycle. To support the expansion of production, we propose a ready production credit scheme made available for every useful production, sourced from the Bangko Sentral, but coursed through the existing banking system. No interest will be charged, but only service fees payable to the banks by the borrower. And hard collateral will not be a requirement. It will be enough that the project is viable, the loan purpose lawful and useful, and the borrower creditworthy. In turn, we shall operationalize the matching increase of purchasing power by paying out a regular monthly national dividend of 500 pesos for every Filipino. This is an entitlement arising from our joint ownership of God-given communal assets, which include the wealth of our environment and natural resources, our accumulated knowledge, skills, creativity, and technology made possible and available because we are a society. We call this social capital, and the national dividends we call biyaya is the monetized return on our social capital. Truly a blessing because the ultimate source is from God-given resources. We shall abolish corporate and individual income taxes to encourage the expansion of productive enterprises and to put more purchasing power in the hands of consumers, creating that condition of accelerated flow of money to purchase goods and services, which prime expanded production and in the process, finally abolishing poverty. And this is truly a God-inspired new way of thinking, the fulfillment of Jesus Christ's promise of a life of abundance, a life of contentment, a life of peace. Thank you very much.
I could not help but notice that some presidentiables are not here. I hope that this is not an indication that they are allergic to lawyers. They have got it all wrong if they think that they can get away from lawyers or run this country without them. For good or for ill, we, the lawyers, are here to stay.
Perhaps for the economic crisis, an immediate solution can be this resource. And also at the same time, we have a master plan wherein we would like to develop agriculture and aquaculture in the first wave, second wave industry, which is water and power should be developed like deuterium and geothermal to be gridded to the different barangays, the 42,000 barangays in the country. And third, services, the delivery of basic services, water, power, food, shelter, clothing, medical service, livelihood programs.
Mr. Dumlao, your answer to the next question.
Biyaya economics, which Partido Bago proposes, emphasizes precisely production and the increase of products and services in the economy. Therefore, with this strong economic fundamental in place, we will be less dependent on what happens with other countries. And here, under Biyaya economics, we will make domestic credit be readily available at reasonable cost, and therefore expanding production and productive enterprises. And the Biyaya that we give, which is a monthly national dividend, will increase the purchasing power of all Filipinos nationwide in, as I said, a mutually reinforcing cycle. On this basis, we will have all the production and goods and services that our domestic economy needs, and we shall be more able to export more competitively and have all the foreign exchange earnings we need to support our imports.
Consider the following: our proximity to China, our conflicting claims to the islands and waters in the South China Sea, its recent military buildup, the sizable Filipino population of Chinese origin, and our very important economic ties to it. How will you, first of all, define the China question? And then, how do you go about approaching that question?
I think, or rather, I do not believe that China, in spite of its growing economy and leadership in the world, even assuming that it will attain a superpower status, will become a